Yo ho ho, Don Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. And that is right, Don Mafia. I feel rejuvenated. I have had long nights of me staring in the mirror, questioning whether or not that I should still be supporting this team. And lo and behold, I have come to the realization, no, I am not a little bitch. I will support this team until the end of time. Ladies and gentlemen, that is correct. The Buffalo Bills are 4-2. We're on top of the division with a one-game lead. Let's be honest, the Miami Dolphins are playing the Rams. Once their bye week is over, that's going to be a damn L. The Patriots are playing the San Francisco 49ers this week. That's going to be a damn L. And so the game we're about to play just so happens to be against the New Jersey Jets. Hands down the worst football team in the entire NFL, which I'm willing to bet 95% that we are about to walk away with the W. At least I hope so. If not, then my concerns will be sky fucking high. But yeah, Del Mafia, per usual, we are going to be going through a bit of a pregame. I'm going to discuss how I feel about the Buffalo Bills offense versus the Jets defense, and then, of course, the Jets offense versus the Bills defense, and breaking that down segment by segment. But before we dive into it, of course, I need to shout out today's sponsor, and that just so happens to be our good friends over at Tavour. So say, for example, that you love a nice glass of hoppy elixir, also known as craft beer, and you don't have Tavour downloaded on your phone right now, you're absolutely crazy. This company allows you to discover some of the rarest craft beers on the face of the planet, and they legitimately deliver it to your damn front doorstep, revolutionizing the beer run. Using the app is damn easy. What you do is download the app from the App Store, scroll through some of the rarest craft beers that you could even imagine, and then Tavour will legitimately send it to your front door after you make your decision. So what makes it better is that Tavour is hooking up the Don Mafia. And so the only thing that you need to do is type in the code Don Mafia the second that you download the app, and Tavour is going to give you $10 off your first $25 purchase. It's essentially like Jaboy is buying you a beer, and who doesn't love that? Whatever you're doing, pause this video and download Tavour today. And so yeah, Don Mafia, we all understand that the Buffalo Bills are coming off not one, but two very heartbreaking losses, both of which that just so happen to be teams that played in the AFC Championship last year, one of which ended up going to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, there were several fans out there and several Buffalo Bills personalities who were very upset that our team really couldn't be in the same ballpark as that form of competition that came from the Titans and the Chiefs. And many people have been saying this, and I wholeheartedly agree with it, that the Jets came at the absolute perfect time on our schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our get-right game, and the Buffalo Bills desperately need it. So really looking into it and starting off with this conversation, we have to look at the Jets defense, and we have to look at the Buffalo Bills offense. So there's no question within the past 2 weeks, the Buffalo Bills offense really hasn't done a lot. They have been a shadow of themselves compared to weeks 1 through week 4. But one thing that keeps me positive is the fact that Josh Allen absolutely balled right against the Jets during week 1, and that wasn't even his final form. It seemed like he ended up getting better week 2, week 3, and week 4. And so Josh Allen ended up throwing it all over that Jets secondary, and I don't expect that to change much going into this matchup coming up on Sunday. Now, you might remember that the Jets just so happen to have a pretty decent run defense, and seeing that the Buffalo Bills couldn't run against probably some of the worst run defenses in the NFL within the Tennessee Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be very difficult for Devin Singletary really to be able to sort of get this entire process going. So while there's several Bills fans who are sitting there hoping that we can somehow establish the run game before the season is over going into the playoffs, it's unfortunately not going to be this game. I really anticipate the Buffalo Bills completely dominating the pass game and just picking apart this secondary. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the Jets have been having a fire sale of all of their personnel, and their team is legitimately a shell of what they used to be when we played them during week 1. So there's going to be even more mismatches, and they just so happen to be facing a very, very pissed off Buffalo Bills team that is eager to prove everybody wrong that we are indeed for real. Say that I had to guess exactly what our offense is going to do, we are just going to absolutely manhandle this secondary and stay away from the run for the most part, unless Josh Allen decides to put his running shoes on. But with how weak their secondary is, I don't foresee that happening much. And so now it comes down to the Buffalo Bills defense versus the New York Jets offense. Now, if there was any team that I wanted to play to sort of give our defense baby steps and just have one more game of progression, one more game of them gaining chemistry, this was going to be the damn game, especially against the New York Jets offense. Now, there's no question of what's going to happen with quarterback. It seems like they're trying to rush Sam Darnold back from the injury that he suffered. So it might be Joe Flacco, it might be Sam Darnold. But right as you guys know, during the Jets fire sale, they ended up shipping off Le'Veon Bell, who we did a fantastic job in containing during week 1. And now they just have Frank Gore. Frank, I totally respect what you did for us, but at the end of the day, if there's going to be any game where the Buffalo Bills defense shuts down the run game, it's going to be this one. I think that our defense is really going to sort of try and establish that pressure rate on the quarterback by itself. And so while it seems that the New York Jets are still sort of experimenting with the chemistry when it comes down to their offensive line, if there's any game for the Buffalo Bills to figure out pressuring the quarterback, it is going to be this one. It's great that we ended up signing Justin Zimmer to the 53-man roster. He seemed to be the only competent defensive lineman out on the field that entire damn game against the Chiefs, so I'm really rooting for him to be able to make an impact. And so really, all in all, guys, I really don't have many concerns. I did just end up seeing the injury report, and so it seems like we're super slim on cornerbacks. Unfortunately, it said that Josh Norman was nursing a hamstring injury. Surprise, surprise. Trey White is also nursing an injury. Same with Cam Lewis. Right now, the only healthy cornerback we have is Taron Johnson, right? So we really hope that these guys can get somewhat healthy, but at the end of the day, if there's any game that these guys can sit out, I am okay with them sitting out this one. Guys, as far as a prediction is concerned, I really see this being the Buffalo Bills get right game. I'm going to have to call 35-10. I really think the Buffalo Bills are going into this game pissed off, and they're ready to make a statement, beat up on the kid that was laughing at them while his two older brothers were beating him up for the past 2 weeks. That's what's happening. Revenge. The Buffalo Bills are about to get their revenge, and they're about to get back on track, and then we go into the next week where we face yet another test, our divisional rival, the New England Patriots, and I'm excited for you guys to look into and watch that. Don Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. Say that you're new here. My name is Dan Mitchell, and I regularly put out Buffalo Bills and NFL content. If that is your cup of tea, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel, smashing the fuck out of that like button, and before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.